Enjoy this illustrated explainer video about guide dogs for the blind.
Not all heroes wear capes. Some are furry and walk on 4 legs.
A yellow lab guide dog in harness.
At Guide Dogs for the Blind, we believe everyone deserves to live the life they want to live and to move through the world safely and confidently. Which is why we match people who are blind or visually impaired living in the US or Canada with exceptional guide dogs at no cost to them.
A person with a guide dog.
We even help with veterinary bills and ongoing essential support. We create these life-changing partnerships entirely through private donations and with the help of thousands of volunteers. And of course, with our incredible dogs.
A group of people with dogs.
Our dogs are guide dogs at the DNA level. We breed them specifically to do this work.
2 dogs and a DNA helix.
At 3 days old, our dogs start spending time with volunteers called puppy socializers.
A person with a newborn puppy.
Being a puppy socializer isn't just a dream job. It's how we help our puppies get comfortable being around humans.
A volunteer interacts with puppies.
At 8 to 10 weeks, puppies go live with volunteer puppy raisers.
A puppy raiser receives a puppy.
These volunteers dedicate a year of their lives to get these dogs ready for more advanced training.
The dog matures.
When the dogs come back to the school, our world-class staff teach them the complex skills required to become successful guide dogs.
2 GDB instructors train dogs.
After about 12 weeks of training, a dog is matched with their person.
A person hugs a guide dog.
This matching process is part art and part science, and always quite remarkable. Our clients and dogs undergo 2 weeks of personalized training together and begin to form a magical and lasting bond.
A person and guide dog in caps and gowns.
After graduating, clients return home with their guide dogs, empowered to enjoy their lives with greater mobility, independence, and inclusion.
3 scenes of people with their guide dogs at home, work, and play.
None of this would be possible without the generosity of our extended community of volunteers and donors.
A group of people and dogs.
To learn more about supporting our life-changing mission, visit us online.
GDB logo and URLs. GuideDogs.com and GDBinternational.ca.
Enjoy a peek into Guide Dogs for the Blind's Puppy Center, where 2 yellow lab puppies romp in an indoor play area full of colorful structures and a variety of toys.
Meet Kylie. She happens to be blind. That may seem obvious, but you'd be surprised how awkward people can be around her.
Kylie waits at a bus stop with her guide dog. A woman looks at her quizzically. Question marks appear over the woman's head.
So here are some tips to keep us all moving through the world safely and confidently. Always speak directly to a person with a visual impairment, not their guide dog. Remember, that dog has a job to do.
Good morning.
Hello.
Would you like directions to an open seat?
Sure.
There's 2 rows back on your left.
Thanks.
Kylie gets on the bus with her guide dog and sits across from a woman and child.
Oh, Mom, don't pet that dog. It's working.
Now at the office.
At our office, Kylie's colleagues make sure to introduce themselves when they enter the room and to let her know when they leave.
Sarah stands in the doorway of Kylie's office.
Hi, Kylie. It's Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Did you see the latest episode of Bachelorette on Mars?
I can't believe Abe got put in the spaceship. I thought for sure it would be Lenny.
Thought bubble with a bachelor on a spaceship.
Same.
Are we still on for a shopping trip over lunch?
Yep. I'll see you then. Bye.
Speak directly to people with visual impairments rather than speaking to their friend, their guide dog, or anyone else. And be specific when providing directions.
A boutique storefront. Sales associate with Sarah and Kylie.
Hello, how can I help you?
Actually, it's my friend Kylie who needs help.
And what is she looking for?
She is looking for jeans.
Oh, they're over there. I mean, just ahead of you a few steps. Boyfriend jeans are on the left, and mom jeans are on the right.
A restaurant.
Kylie's looking forward to a date with her boyfriend, James.
Kylie, James, and guide dog wait to be seated.
Sorry, no animals allowed in the restaurant.
Actually, guide dogs are allowed anywhere the general public is allowed.
Oh, right this way then.
Kylie and James sit at a table with the dog chilling on the floor like a good doggo.
Hey, Kylie, do you want me to read the menu to you?
Sure. Thank you.
James and Kylie with their food.
This smells amazing.
Should I describe where things are?
Yes, please.
There's spicy chicken curry and rice at the top of your plate, and braised greens at the bottom. Your wine is above the plate to the right.
Mmm, so good.
Kylie gives a romantic smile to James. Spinach in her teeth.
Honey, you have spinach in your teeth.
Thanks so much for letting me know.
Let's let Kylie and James enjoy their dinner. For more information and helpful tips, visit guidedogs.com.
Hello, everyone. Wow. Hi, Courtney. Thank you guys for coming. I realize what a wet and just soggy, yucky day it is out there, so I really appreciate you guys coming out to visit. I also want to thank those of you who are joining us live stream. We're at the Oregon campus in the Visitor Center to celebrate OR528. This is our graduation ceremony for several parties, and I'm so excited to tell you about them. Today, we have 5 new orientation mobility people that are graduating from classes. We have 1 canine buddy, and then we also have 3 guide dog teams that are graduating. How about a big hand for all those people? So this takes a lot. We do not get any funding from the government, so we really depend on our puppy raisers, our volunteers, our donors, everybody make this possible. And I'd like to talk about each of those for a second. By the way, guys, I'm getting quite a feedback. So the first group I want to mention are the puppy raisers. We give them a cute little puppy that's fuzzy with sharp teeth. And they are just adorable. They have that wonderful new puppy smell, and they pee on the carpet, and they don't have house manners yet. And the puppy raisers take these guys, and they raise them to be these wonderful adults that really know how to handle all environments. And when I say all environments, I'm talking about Manhattan, Toronto, Vancouver, BC, small towns in Kansas or Nebraska, the beach in California, all these places where there are so many different things for a dog to see, experience, smell. These people are awesome about getting them so well socialized. And about that time that the dog is this wonderful teenager who's really just a pleasure to be around, we take him back. So as you guys can imagine, there is an awful lot of just emotion that goes into raising one of these puppies. So I want to give a shout out to the puppy raisers. How about a hand? Like I mentioned before, we do not receive any government funding, so it doesn't matter if there is $1 donated to us or $500,000. It's important for it. So I want to thank the donors that we have. They're the ones who make this possible. This facility is huge. The one in California is also huge. And anybody that comes in for a dog or the OMI program, they're staying here without a charge. All their meals, their housing, their flights, everything comes from those donors. So those guys are also incredible. And I want to give a shout out to 2 particular people, or groups I should say. Vivian Tremoli, she has donated for the last couple of years a harness to every class on the Oregon campus and the California campus. So that's 23 harnesses that she's donated in Oregon and 23 in California. Those harnesses are stout. They are made to last the entire life of the dog, and they do. So they're not necessarily cheap, but they're very good quality, and she is making that possible. I also want to mention the Ellington family, who is taking care of a harness donation for one of our clients, Susan, and her dog Laszlo. She's going to be up here on stage a little bit later. So a thank you to that family also. All right. Then the last couple of people I'd like to mention are our volunteers. Volunteers do everything from come in at 3 in the morning to take people to the airport so they can get home safely. They help out in the kennels, gift shop, volunteers. The people who do the tours after the graduation, volunteers. We have volunteers on this campus that have been with us as long as I have, as long as this campus has been open, which is 30 years. These people are dedicated, and California has people who have been doing it longer. So I really want to thank those volunteers, and I see some of them in the audience. Thank you, everybody. The last group I want to thank is of the staff. And like I mentioned, this is a big facility. It takes a lot of people. So the people that take care of the buildings, the maintenance people, the people in the dorm that cook the meals and clean the rooms, the instructors that train the dogs, the the kennel welfare technicians. They take care of the dogs' medical needs, baths. They are also the ones that give the all-important love to the dogs when they're staying here on campus. So those guys are all very important. And the very last group I want to mention are the instructors. We had 3 that worked with this group. And the 3 are master instructors, Sue, and she's unable to be here with us today. Apprentice, Claire, who can give kind of a hello wave. And qualified instructor, Joey. All right, how about a big wave? Okay, thank you, guys. All right, now I'm going to show a short video, and it's going to give you more information about our core programs. And then after that, I'm going to come back up and talk about some of our people. Thank you, guys.
At Guide Dogs for the Blind, we believe that everyone deserves to move through the world safely and confidently, to live the life they want to live.
A man and his guide dog walk through a park.
Our life-changing programs meet people who are blind or visually impaired wherever they are along their journey, whether that's by matching individuals with highly qualified guide dogs, providing guide dog readiness skills in our orientation and mobility immersion program.
A man holds a white cane and smiles broadly.
Or pairing youth and adults with the companionship of a canine buddy.
A young girl cuddles with her canine buddy.
Together, we are GDB.
My name is Renee Carrasco. My dog's name is Snoopy.
Renee sits in front of a fireplace.
So the reason that I wanted to get a guide dog was because I came across some videos from Guide Dogs for the Blind, and that was my introduction to guide dog travel.
Renee and Snoopy walk along a city sidewalk and cross a street at an intersection.
What I saw was the ease of travel, the speed that the guide dog handler would move with. That's what I wanted for myself. And not only that, but it was also the companionship.
Renee and Snoopy play with a tug toy outside in the yard.
Working with Snoopy has changed my life dramatically because there's so much freedom that comes along with having a guide dog. It's made the hard parts of blindness not so hard.
Renee sits next to Snoopy and gives him a pat on the chest.
I feel like my outlook on life and the world is so much more positive having Snoopy in my life.
My name is Amit Ahuja and my guide dog's name is Tashi.
I had the opportunity to complete Guide Dogs for the Blind's Orientation and Mobility Immersion Program.
Amit stands on a path with his white cane.
And not only did it help me learn to navigate my environment more safely using a white cane, it also made me an even more confident guide dog handler.
My experience was just fabulous.
Amit and his O&M instructor analyze an intersection and cross a city street.
We trained in different locations, practiced different skills, worked out a way to analyze a traffic crossing. I think GDB has transformed my life. To say that it's meeting my needs would be an understatement.
My name is Ella, and this is my canine buddy, Lafferty.
Ella sits on the floor of a living room next to a black lab.
Lafferty is just so amazing in many ways. He's such a good boy. He brings me so much joy and is one of my best friends.
With kids with visual impairments,
Ella's mom, Christy McKerney.
The struggle is real for social contact. It's hard to make friends sometimes. And with Lafferty, he's an automatic draw for all kids, which is wonderful. Lafferty has totally opened up for Ella new social connections.
Back to Ella.
I would recommend canine buddies. They're just really good dogs, and they can change a person's life and make it better.
All of Guide Dogs for the Blind services are provided free of charge, and our work is made possible by the generous support of our donors and volunteers.
Renee sits next to Snoopy on the grass in the park.
We receive no government funding.
This organization has made such a huge impact on my life and the lives of so many countless people, and the donors are the ones that make that possible.
Close-up of Snoopy.
Thank you so much.
Ella and Lafferty.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Amit and his guide dog Tashi sit on the beach and watch the sunset.
Together, we are unstoppable. To learn more about our life-changing programs and to support our work, please visit guidedogs.com or scan the QR code.
Hello again. So I want to tell you a little bit more about our Canine Buddy program. I'm just going to read a short message, and then I'll tell you a little more about the person who received one. So a Canine Buddy is matched specifically a dog and a buddy. Excuse me, let me start over. Matches specially selected dogs to become buddies to people who are visually or blind. Including children of the ages of 5 and above and adults of all ages. Canine Buddy dogs are not service dogs, but they're wonderful companions that bring joy and connection to the GDB community. The Canine Buddy program is one of our core programs and has the same access to services as the Guide Dog program. So we have one Canine Buddy today to recognize, and would you guys like to come up with me? Okay, so Lennox Compton and Capella. Lennox is from Jordan, Utah, and was raised by Emily and Carrie from Portland, Oregon. The pictures behind me, I'm going to step out of the way. Lennox is standing on a grassy field with Capella sitting beside her. Lennox is wearing shorts and a dark-colored hoodie. Behind them is a neighborhood houses and brown mountains with blue sky in the distance. On the right photo, a smiling Lennox is kneeling beside Capella on the sidewalk with grassy bushes behind them. Lennox has her hands on Capella's shoulders and is holding the leash. Capella is wearing a blue Canine Buddy scarf and looking into the camera. Very cute. All right, we have some of the puppy raisers here, and I'm going to hand the microphone over. I'm going to have you come a little bit over here. There you go.
My name is Annie, and I am part of the Portland East Puppy Club. This is Emily and Carrie, who were Capella's raisers, and I have been designated as the non-crier for this part, which is why I am going to read what Emily has written, which I just saw 2 seconds ago, so forgive me if I don't look up. I say I'm designated non-crier, but then I looked at the pictures behind me, and that could be an issue. So. This is from Emily and Carrie. We picked Capella up at the airport when she was a tiny, round, 8-week-old puppy. All she wanted to do the night she came home was play training games, and her desire to work never stopped. She was always completely focused on whoever handled her, and she was so serious about her work. When her puppy jacket came off, though, she was all wiggles and tail wags. One of her nicknames was Propeller because her tail was always going. Capella has had tons of adventures during the 13 months she spent with us. She flew on 8 different airplanes, went camping in our camper van, attended my sister's wedding in Wisconsin, took in a veterinary conference in St. Louis, and vacationed on Lake Michigan. She was such an incredible puppy that 4 months after she came into our home, she inspired us to start raising our second GBD puppy, a yellow Labrador retriever named Polenta, who became her very spirited little sister. Because of the amazing experience we had raising those two, we are now raising our 3rd and 4th GBD puppies, Daisy, May, and Taurus. Raising Capella was an absolute joy and a gift. We would like to thank Annie for her endless support and friendship, all the other puppy club leaders and members of Portland East, and Linda, our PFM. It truly does take a village to raise a puppy. Lennox, we wish you and Capella well in your new partnership.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much for everything. All right, the next part of this is going to be talking about the orientation on mobility immersion. We call it OMI, and we have Claire coming up to talk about that.
Hello, everyone. First off, I will tell you a little bit about our orientation and mobility immersion program. Today, we are recognizing graduates from a recent orientation and mobility immersion program with the Lighthouse Earl Baum campus in Santa Rosa, California. The instructors for this program were Regina Kuchis, Natalie Castellano, and Stephanie Zabitz. Orientation and mobility immersion is a one-week program designed for people who want to improve their independent travel skills, including the O&M training they need to qualify for a guide dog. The O&M immersion program provides a bridge for those who would like to partner with a guide dog but have limited access to O&M services. So first off, I would like to introduce the members of class EBCOM 34, and this is from the Lighthouse Earl Baum campus. The first graduate is Michelle Carson of Waco, Texas. There's a photo on the screen of Michelle smiling while holding a white cane and standing in the center of a cement labyrinth. She is wearing sunglasses, a bright yellow hoodie, and blue jeans. And today on stage with me will be Canine Welfare and Training Technician Hannah Ranum, who will be reading letters from 4 of our orientation and mobility clients.
Thank you, Claire. Michelle writes, I live at home with my husband, Ron, and we love to travel and do sporting events at Baylor University. This OMI program is amazing. I feel like I've learned so much this week. I have enhanced my independence by staying in a hotel by myself for the first time. I learned to walk under sleep shade independently, and I refined my skills for all kinds of street crossings. I was blessed to have an amazing instructor in Stephanie. She had the ability to make me feel at ease where I pushed myself farther than I thought I could. I want to thank Guide Dogs for the Blind, Earl Baum Lighthouse for the Blind, and the AC Hotel for making this week the best week it could possibly be. I also had a wonderful low vision exam by Dr. Wright and was prescribed a prescription that I can't wait to get home to fill, and was prescribed some other helpful tools. Truly feel blessed beyond measure. I would also love to thank all the donors that have made this possible for me to enhance my independence.
Okay, next we will be recognizing Laura Neubauer of Tempe, Arizona. There's a photo on the screen of Laura standing in a grassy field under a blue sky with scattered clouds and trees in the background. She is wearing glasses, a purple blouse, and blue jeans, and smiling while holding a white cane. And she has also written a letter.
Laura writes, I just completed the Orientation and Mobility Immersion program at GDB, and it was amazing. I would like to thank everyone at GDB for making this program possible, especially Stephanie Zabitz and Regina Kuches. Stephanie has been so helpful throughout the entire program process, ensuring my time at the program would be a success. Regina, my orientation and mobility instructor and independent living skills instructor, provided me with the knowledge needed to be a more confident white cane user, in addition to learning ways to live more independently. I was offered and accepted additional services with the low vision clinic and assistive technology help. I live in Tempe, Arizona with my son, and in Homer Glen, Illinois, part of the year, with my sister and brother-in-law. I enjoy spending time with my son, my daughter, and my family. My daughter is a travel phlebotomist, and I enjoy visiting her in different parts of the country. I enjoy traveling, going to concerts, and sporting events with my family. I'm blessed to have the support of my children, mother, siblings, aunts, nieces, nephews, and cousins throughout my journey with vision loss.
Okay, next we have Tim Robertson of Tacoma, Washington. Tim walks along a sunny sidewalk in front of a modern brick building with his long white cane. He is wearing a long-sleeved red shirt and black pants.
Tim writes, "Greetings. I live in Tacoma, Washington with my wife and 2 adult daughters. I have had low vision my entire life, but have lost sight in my left eye and am progressively losing vision in my right eye. When it became clear that I will most likely lose all vision in my right eye, I began the journey to gain skills using a long cane to get around. However, I was only able to get about 5 hours of really basic O&M skills training locally. The rest I figured out on my own or researched on YouTube because there were not a lot of options. Luckily, I learned of guide dogs for the blind from my uncle, who recently received a canine buddy dog. After practicing my mobility skills over the past year, I submitted an application to participate in the OMI program. I cannot share how thrilled I was to get the phone call informing me that I had been accepted into the program. I was so thankful and encouraged that I finally would be able to get 25 hours of quality O&M training. My week at Guide Dogs for the Blind in Santa Rosa went by quickly, but the quality training I received is already changing my independence and mobility in ways I could never have predicted. I'm excited and looking forward to applying for a guide dog in the near future. I cannot express in words my gratitude and respect for all of the volunteers and staff that have bred, loved, trained, and ultimately given the gift of independence to the blind. My guide dog experience walk with a superbly trained guide dog was amazing. Although I cannot see the photographs of our walk, the memory will always stay with me. Thank you, GDB, for giving me the opportunity to walk with such a smart, well-tempered, and exceptionally trained dog. There are not enough words to say thank you to the orientation and mobility immersion staff that have ever so carefully watched over me and tirelessly walked the streets of downtown Santa Rosa with me as I gained new mobility skills and refined the ones I already had. I cannot say thank you enough to my O&M coach, Natalie Castellano. Her O&M knowledge and experience teaching made it easy and enjoyable to learn new skills. Her patience and encouraging words throughout the week helped reduce my frustration when, for days, I could not get my feet and cane in sync. But by Thursday, everything clicked. Thank you so much, Natalie. To wrap it up, I would like to thank everyone who has donated in the past to Guide Dogs for the Blind. Your generosity has been instrumental in allowing me and many others to build our mobility skills. Your financial gift is priceless to me. Thank you. God bless.
Okay, now we'll be recognizing the members of class OR/OMI 18, and that class took place on our Oregon campus. First up, we have Dana Abraham of Spokane, Washington, who was unable to be here today but has submitted a photo. The photo description reads, "Dana sits on a wooden chair against a light-colored backdrop. She is wearing a light blue sweater with a colorful patterned yoke, light blue pants, gray boots, and a wide tan headband. Her hands are folded on her lap, and she is smiling gently at the camera. And she has also submitted something for Hannah to read today."
Dana writes, "Dear GDB, I would just like to express my immense gratitude and appreciation for the transformative support and instruction that I have received. Though this week does not seem to be long, this has transformed my life in the way I navigate it. Through GDB, I developed a stronger understanding of my blindness, the challenges I face daily in orientation and mobility, and how to embrace the journey of working through these adversities. The skill boosts gained in this intensive and wonderful week are a huge stride in my journey of navigating this world, and I'm so grateful for all of the wonderful staff and phenomenal instructor, Kai, for making this such an impactful experience. Again, I cannot express how impactful this program has been. I appreciate this wonderful effort and will always remember the passion and spirit everyone had. Thank you all for being so caring, positive, supportive, understanding, and kind. Sincerely, Dana."
Okay, and last but not least, we have Flo Walsh of Lake Placid, Florida. She enjoys the warm weather. Flo loves all her family and friends, and they are her biggest supporters in her adventures. Flo's hobbies include cooking, walking, and going to the gym.
Good afternoon, everybody. I just want to say thank you to GDB and to the trainers, all the staff, and everybody. It was an amazing experience, and I have learned so much. The first couple of days for me was very trying to not veer down the hallway through the long corridor and run into things like normal, which is nothing new. It also, this week, taught me how to use my cane without being a hazard to some of my family members. It also taught me how to use my cane more properly when I do walk to the store and not move it around like a wild person. It was a wonderful experience, and myself am moving forward with an application to get a guide dog from GDB, and I recommend this program to anybody before they even decide to get a guide dog, because it was absolutely wonderful. The instructions, I learned more in 1 week than I have since I started losing my eyesight when I was 40. So it was amazing, and I want to thank GDB, the sponsors, and everybody, for volunteers and everybody for all the kindness, and I'm grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank.
And I will be handing it over to Joey, who will announce our graduating guide dog teams.
Hello, I'm Joey Fote-Mead. I am a guide dog mobility instructor here on the Oregon campus. Oh, there I am. And I will be introducing our 2-week guide dog training clients. So first up, we have Susan Dillon of Bristol, Virginia. This is Susan's first guide dog. Susan is married to her husband, Tom. She is a mother of 3, a grandmother of 5, and a great-grandmother of 2. Susan is receiving Laszlo, a male black Labrador Golden Retriever cross raised by Lisa McCoy and Nick Hurst of Bend, Oregon.
First, I want to thank everyone for being here today. And also, I want to thank the puppy raisers for coming today, and all of the donors. This would not be possible without all the donors, donations, and everything. And also, I want to thank all the staff. Leslie, come here. Come here, boy. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. I want to thank all the staff and just the nurses. Tony had to take me to the urgent care. All the volunteers. Everybody has just been wonderful here. And this could not be possible without all of the donors nor the puppy raisers. And I also want to thank my Lord and Savior for providing this dog for me. I have been praying, and everybody at my church has been praying for several years for me to get a guide dog. And he is the perfect team for me. We will be together forever.
Hi, my name is Nick, and I just found out that we were speaking on my drive over here today, so I don't have any prepared notes, but I was trying to think of a story, and one of, I think, Laszlo's greatest success story is we were co-raising, so whenever he was at our house, he was with our other dog, Abby. She's a Great Pyrenees mix, and it turns out that she wanted nothing to do with a new dog. But he brought positive energy, and just every single day, he just tried to get a little bit closer to her, a little bit closer. So like 1 month, he was able to lie next to her bed, and she wouldn't turn away from him. The next month, he would put one paw up there. And after about a year of him just, working on it, and you could just see like Abby, like he's so infectious with his love and his energy that she started to have more energy in the morning. She would get more excited, and then one day they played together. And it was just the most beautiful thing to see, because it was like he wanted this for so long. And then every single morning they would get up and they would play together, and it was just so awesome to see. And so he was truly a blessing to have, and he brought such positive energy into our home. And I'm just so happy that he has found a new life partner.
Hi, my name is Lisa, and that's okay. And Laszlo is my 8th puppy that I've raised, and he was definitely a puppy, the way he looks, really high on my list. A long-coated black cross. And I told Nick he was my dream puppy to raise, and I was so fortunate to get him in my home. He's been wonderful since I picked him up. The cutest, hairiest little black puppy. And he's just always been such a special, goofy guy, such a pleasure to raise, and such an honor to raise with Nick. So thank you. And I'm so happy that he has you and that we met you. You're wonderful, and I know you guys will have such a great life together. And we will stay in touch. Yes.
And I want to thank my husband for encouraging me, and my daughter Michelle and my son Jason for the encouragement they gave me for coming out here.
Congratulations. And next up, we have Jason Sharpless of Reynoldsburg, Ohio. Jason is a retired video editor, and he loves to read in his free time. Jason is receiving Trail, a male yellow Labrador retriever raised by Kathy and Stan Hahn of Castle Rock, Colorado, and Carol Jones of Littleton, Colorado.
Thank you. I just want to say that this is the second time I've been here in 4 months. I went through the OMI program too, and it's really a privilege to be here. It's a wonderful organization, and I want to thank everybody here. All the trainers. Joey was my trainer, and the nursing staff, the cleaning staff, the kitchen staff. Everybody has been fabulous. I also want to thank my puppy raisers and all the raisers here. It's kind of it's an emotion beyond words, really. And thank you.
So I'm Kathy, and Trail was a riot. He was a fun puppy to raise. So I typically called him Trail Man. In my town, there's a street called Trail Boss. And every time I go by it, I go, yep, boss, yep. So Trail was the first puppy that we had with the newer raising program, where we got to use a big apparatus thing, a kennel, well, more than a kennel, yes base. And I nicknamed it the puppy condo. So it was, like an X pen, then also attached was a wire crate. And really new to puppy raising, they got to have dog beds in the crate. This was fabulous. Well, Trail invented the tent. So he would go under the dog bed, and he'd make it into a V so he could look out. And so when he had perfected that, then he started hauling toys into his tent to chew on and look out now and then to see if I knew where he was. Another thing about Trail is a friend had given me a 4-foot-long braided flannel. And Trail loved his flannel. And he carried it around. He'd walk down the hallway tripping over it because he's carrying it in his mouth. But the really fun thing that he liked to do was hold it in his mouth, roll around on the floor so that it's wrapping around him, and stand up and look at me quite proudly with the outfit he had made for himself. So, when Trail was 11 weeks old, I had a friend who I had co-raised my very first puppy with, who was adopting 2 children that she had fostered. And she asked me to bring Trail to the court adoption, Well, any puppy raiser knows you're going to be a little worried about, is an 11-week-old going to be biting the kids in court? But he wasn't. I took him. He was perfection. He laid there. The children pet him. They put their head on this little puppy because they were scared. They were in this big formal courtroom, and he was amazing. That was my first glimpse that we would be here. When he was 7 months old, it was September, and our club always hosts a pool party. And this is Colorado, so most of us don't have pools in our backyard. So it was the first time he had seen a pool. And as soon as we got into the fenced area, I took his leash off. He took off like a rocket. He did the most perfect duck dive halfway across that pool. And I'm just standing there with my mouth open going, Trail? And then the other side was a walk out. So he walked out, shook off the water, and then he discovered the big grassy play yard in the back of it, and that was even more fun. A week later, we were in Colorado Springs. I had taken him down there to a veterinary dentist. And afterwards I thought, well, I think I'll get lunch. And so I went to a barbecue restaurant, and its name is Mission Barbecue. And I got my food and I sat down, and I had noticed on the way in there was a couple fire trucks, there was some police cars. Well, they really like to take care of the first responders and military people at Mission Barbecue. Well, then they made an announcement. It's 5 minutes to noon. At noon, we're asking everyone to go outside. Don't worry, your food will be right where you left it. Every day at noon, we stand and do the national anthem. But today is 9/11. We're having a real special ceremony outside. So, okay, so we go outside. And I just stood there, suddenly realized I'm in the front of everybody who's standing there right next to this makeshift stage. And there's a trumpet player, and then, there's speeches and all of this and the national anthem. He stood there in perfect position next to me, never moved because I didn't know what to expect. And when I went back in and as I was eating, I think at least 20 different people came up to me and said, wow, I could not stop staring at your puppy. He is so good. And once again, I thought, yeah, he's going to make it. And I'm so glad that he's been paired with Jason. Once again, GDB has done a fabulous match. And all I got to say is we wish you many, many years of happy trails.
Okay, I'm kind of teary-eyed, and I was just going to read what I wrote here. But before I make a few comments about Trail, I wanted to first thank GDB for entrusting us with these wonderful puppies that we get to enjoy, love, care for, and teach. I also want to thank Lauren Grimditch for her exceptional work and guidance with us. She gives us confidence and training techniques to ensure our puppies have the best start on a successful career path, whether it is to be a service puppy or an amazing pet. Thanks also to Denver South and its members. It takes a community to raise these puppies, and they are a wonderful group that I have the privilege to know. Our husbands are a part of the community of families and friends who sacrifice their time and support us in this great endeavor. And the last person I want to thank is Kathy. Trail is the third GDB puppy that we have co-raised. I admire the love and commitment she gives. I know no one like her. I feel blessed that we have had this opportunity to work together with Trail. Now, what can I say about this wonderful boy? He had a wonderful training team that captured the essence of who he is. I enjoyed reading the pup dates and knowing that his trainers loved his personality and his work ethic. I felt uplifted when they conveyed what we already knew about him. He is a sweet boy who enjoys learning and discovering new adventures, loves to cuddle, is confident, and focuses well, whether he's working, running around with other dogs, or playing with a toy with us. He is all in for whatever he is doing. Many times I introduced him to people as Trail, like Trail Mix. So when I read the nicknames that were inspired by his name in the September pup date, it made me laugh and uplifted my heart. They said his food rewards are called trail mix, his kennel is his trailer, his occupation is trailblazer, and wherever the training van is parked is the trailhead. Trail is an amazing, sweet boy, and his eyes penetrate your soul. He looks at you with so much love and anticipation for the next activity you have in mind, whether cuddling, playing, or working. He is pure joy. Kathy and I always pray that our puppies will be placed with a person that loves them more than we do. I praise God that he has answered our prayer again. Jason, my hope is that you become soulmates. Enjoy getting out with him to experience a new day. Let him love you like no other and love him back. Gently encourage him because he wants to please you, and enjoy his spirit, and your days will be filled with joy. Have fun together, and hopefully we will see each other again soon.
Congratulations. And next up, we have Annie Stark of Troutdale, Oregon. This is Annie's first guide dog. Annie is a mother of 4 and a grandmother of 1. She is excited to be able to hike with her guide dog. Annie is receiving Marissa, a yellow female Labrador Retriever raised by April and Saul Diaz of Salt Lake City, Utah.
Hello. It's been a very busy week. We learned a lot. She is fabulous. She is smart. She's funny. She's goofy. She loves everyone. And she's a lot like me, especially the goofy part. It was really a perfect match. As they say, there's magic in the match. It was a great week until I decided to cut my own bangs. And there was the time, too, when we're ready to go for our route, and I said, oh, I can't find my treat bag. And so my 2 trainers came into the room with me, and we tore my room apart. And Claire looked at me, and she said, Annie, you got a bit of a bulge? And I thought, well, you will, too, when you're 65. And they feed us 3 times a day, and I'm not used to that. Yeah. The bulge. We found my treat bag. It's highly rewarding to be able to assist in training her, and I was lucky enough to have Clara as my trainer, and she was also Marissa's trainer. So she knew Marissa well, what she could do, what she couldn't do, and how to help me help Marissa to learn more. And yes, again, let's thank the donors. And I also want to thank organ donors. I have had 8 corneal transplants, and they've all been from organ donors. So if you're not, I encourage you to check that mark on your driver's license. And the staff and everyone have just been fabulous. And I thank you all, especially the puppy raisers. You must have had a very loving home because this dog is just amazing.
Hi, I'm Sol. I was Marissa's puppy raiser. She was my first. And I just want to say thank you to GDB. It was such an amazing experience. And honestly, Annie, I could not think of a better person for her to be paired up with. That was like the one thing that I was like, please, just let it be someone that can like match Marissa's energy. And yeah, you're just perfect for her, so thank you.
I'm April Diaz. I'm Sol's mom and helped raise Marissa. I'm the crier choir of the group. I should have done what y'all did, just assigned it out. Sol did an amazing job. I was just the Uber, really, and the puppy sitter before she could go to school. I am so grateful for GDB and the sustainable system that you have created in changing lives. It's not just one life. Annie's life is impacted by Marissa in a positive way. Marissa's life is impacted in an immensely positive way. Our life has been impacted, our family's life, the people that associated with Soul while she was raising Marissa. It's just a real beautiful system. And I know that the volunteers that work here, the instructors, the staff, the donors, it's just really beautiful. Good people, beautiful world, and a wonderful program. I'm so grateful for the gift that we had to be able to raise Marissa, and for the gift that we've had to be able to meet Annie. She's a dream come true for Marissa, and it really is a match made in heaven. So thank you, GDB, and for all the donors and everyone.
Really quick, I want to say thank you to my family and my friends too. Before I got Marissa and my cane, they guided me through life. So thank you guys, I love you.
Congratulations. And that is our guide dog training clients. I'll hand the mic back to Candace.
Well, what do you say, guys? How about a big congratulations to all of the different people? All right. So the next part is a demonstration, and it's going to be me up here with this lovely bench. So before I start into why we do this and how we do this, I wanted to let you know the dog we're using is on loan right now. Annie has allowed us to use Marissa as our demo dog. I promise we will get her back. We'll fill up the gas tank, the whole works. Don't worry about it. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to show how we teach these dogs how to do some of the amazing things they do. And we use a bridge marker. I'm going to get a little technical here. It's called a clicker. And a clicker is just a sound, whether or not it's made with a little box or your mouth or whatever the case is. It tells the dog that they've done something correctly. It's not just been used with animals, it's actually also been used in the Olympics with gymnasts who want to figure out exactly how to do a right move, and it tricks the brain into understanding what the exact thing is we want them to do. So when Claire brings Marissa up, she's going to do a little bit of obedience and use that clicker just so you can see how she does it. So you notice when that dog's rear end hit the ground, she clicked. That's telling the dog that was the correct response. Now, we break it down early on, which I'll show you in a minute how we do that. You can see the enthusiasm from her. That is one thing about the clicker and the use of food is that the dogs are just so enthusiastic. They really want to do this. So as we teach the dog how to do a down, let's say, it's a little too enthusiastic, actually. As we teach them, we may click 3 or 4 times before they actually get all the way down. And then, once they get down and they understand it, then we go to clicking only when they are actually all 4 on the ground down. All right, so next thing she's going to do is she's going to start breaking up how to teach the dog how to find this bench. And she starts by teaching the dog to touch her hand. Now, Marissa, of course, is graduated now, and so she knows all this. She knows, okay, I always touch the hand. But then she's going to teach the dog that touching the hand is touching the bench. And what's amazing about these dogs, it's one of my favorite things about this job, is watching that light bulb go off. And by telling the light bulb's gone off, we're going to watch for anticipation right there. That dog turned and looked at the bench. Now the next thing she's going to watch for is the next step. Is she going to, oh, there she did it. Not just looked at the bench, she took a step towards the bench. That's telling Claire that she's starting to understand that she wants her to find the bench, not her hand. We might actually find her putting her feet on the bench pretty soon. She's so excited about doing this. So once she feels like the dog has a good understanding, which obviously the dog's listening to me because she did exactly that, Claire's going to pick up the harness handle and say, okay, you know what I'm looking for. I'm just going to get a little farther back. We call that raising the criteria. So Marissa's like, well, every time I go up to this bench, I get fed. I'm going to keep going up to the bench as long as she wants me to. This is awesome. So she's going to continue raising the criteria, going a little farther back, a little farther back. And do you think the dog will go for it? After she shakes. Good, good. This is really impressive considering for the last 2 weeks, Marissa's been working with Annie. Before that, she worked with Claire. Claire trained the dog. And so she's a little like, woo, this is exciting. I get to work for my own mommy. Do you want to go all the way down the stairs and back towards the door? Those of you who are live streaming may not be able to see this very well. But what I'm trying to show here is that she needs to stop for those stairs. But she's thinking about this bench. Is she going to stop for those stairs? She'd better. Otherwise, we might see Claire bite it. And then you notice she clicked when she hit the stairs. She's marking that was the correct thing to do. She said, Marissa, find the bench. And there you go. Awesome. Let's go ahead and have a seat, Claire. Go ahead and have a seat. All right, clients, you guys went through this about a week ago learning how to do this. Do you have anything to criticize here? Any feedback? They're just laughing. All right, Claire and Marissa are going to stay up here. For those of you who are part of the audience, you're welcome to come up and talk to Claire a little bit. I am actually going to ask that you don't pay too much attention to Marissa since she is an actual guide at this point. I have a few last minute things, kind of wrap up the ceremony here. One is that if you're interested in donating to guide dogs, please text 50155. We also have a QR code, and you can find more information out in the lobby about it, or go to guidedogs.com. I want to thank those of you who are joining us live stream because it's wonderful to have you here, and thank you. And for everybody else, if you are interested in volunteering at the Guide Dog campus here in Oregon, please let us know. We are always looking for volunteers, not just to come and help with the dogs, but maybe raise a puppy, maybe foster a dog that's on campus where you bring the dog home at night and he stays with you. Please, we are always looking for volunteers. The last thing I want to say is there will be refreshments out in the lobby if you're interested, and the gift shop will be open for a little bit longer. For those of you who are interested or had come to talk about being a puppy raiser, Linda is in the back here. She's waving right now. And if you would like to do a tour, we also have a person that's happy to do the tour. She's waving a flag right now, and she's at the blue table. All right, thank you, everybody.